to Megalodon's channel. Yeah, so as you could probably tell by my beautiful voice, I'm not actually Megalodon. But yeah, so he's asked me to do a commentary for him, and I have of course accepted because he's a great friend of mine. Today I shall be commentating a little bit of Dreadbone commentary, so let's get this started. Alright, so we've actually managed to find Asian Sensation here, which is interesting. Megalodon does pick DFA, which is great to see. I wonder how he's going to be starting. This is going to be interesting for me. I wonder if he's going to be going for an aggro start, which is, equaling to 255. Or whether he's going to be going for a passive start, which is 250 or 252. He does go for the farm start, which, yep, it's always advised with DFA. He doesn't spike, which again is very good to see. Yep, the recommended start with Dart is the 1-0 farm, and he does that well. He does go for the aggro start, which is the 255 start by the looks of it. Yep, he does. Okay, so Asian seems to be going Wiz. He goes for the... yeah, I think that's still 1-0. He goes for the 1-0 start as well. It does look like Megalodon's going to be playing this aggressive. It'll be hard for him to play passive with the eco he started with. Okay, it doesn't seem like he's going to be sending around 3. Personally, I would recommend sending spaced blues. However, he doesn't seem to be wanting to do that. He might be trying to save up for the farm here, because, yeah, if Asian goes for it, then he will be, put simply, quite fucked. Okay, nope, he does go for the pinks, which is good, it's good. He forced the defense, that's great, I love to see that. He goes to the farm here, which is greeding, but it doesn't look like Asian's in any position to punish that greed. He could have done with sending less pinks and we'll go for more for the bait, but however that was played quite well, I'd like to say. Okay, we're just going to go for a farm here because yeah, Asian's just allowing a lot of greed on Megalodon's part, which is great to see for Megalodon. Okay, going into round 6, Megalodon has the option of sending blacks, but yeah, it is kind of weird. I think it's better to send around 7 because Wiz kind of chases to that. It looks like his targeting's a little bit whack there with the second dart, but it does clean up very efficiently, so yeah, I guess that doesn't really matter. It does look like he's going to be going for the second 2-0 farm, which is, it's a good play, Okay, in Megalodon's shoes right now, I would be saving up for region whites, or potentially greeding for the farm. Either or is very good move, indeed. I'm not sure why he's going for this boat, because I doubt Asian wants to play too aggressive, going wizard. Yeah, so I don't think he'd be sending yellows versus dart, or at least not very many of them. He does go for region whites, which again is recommended. So that was a good play by Meg. We do love to see that. And he greets the farm, knowing that with Wiz, Asian can't really punish. Asian seems to be greeting here. Yep, he greets for the farm, which is an interesting play, because he did have to spike, I think, twice. Meg needs to be careful here to actually afford his jug. I think he's going to be having problems with this. Depends when he stops. Yeah, he's going to have problems affording his juggernaut. But I mean, he did force the 2 lightnings. Retrospectively, in Megalodon's shoes, I think he should have waited to round 11, because he could have farmed these few rounds, which would have allowed, yeah, he could have forced that more efficiently. Because he does look like he's going to be going into a BI game here. So if he could force defense efficiently while farming as well, then he's in a very good position indeed. Asian sends kind of a bait. Megalodon upgrades here. If he had some good target micro, he could have greeted that, but I guess it wasn't necessary for him to do so. I wonder what kind of rush he's going to go for here. Okay, so he's just sending just zebras followed up by whites. That's not a bad rush at all, because it does mess with the layers. However, Asian seems to have learned the trick where you spam fiber wizards under the village. Fiber wizards under the village are very, very good indeed. In Megalodon's current position, assuming that Asian sends a few leads, he looks like he's going to be en route for around 16 BI if he wishes to go for that. Yeah, around 16 I think. He might be able to get away with it in around 15, but that's going under the assumption that Asian does play passive. I don't think he will. He might. Nah, yeah, I don't think around 15 BA is possible at this point. Yeah, he'd have to sell a spot, and he's probably not about that. Okay, so in him going... Okay, he actually sells a farm to rush, which I personally do not recommend. Asian is really going in on that spam there, with the 5 wizards under the village. Yep, that's a very, very good trick to learn indeed. Yeah, I honestly don't think it was worth Megalodon selling a farm there for that. He probably shouldn't have went for the farm if he was planning to rush round 16. I think he should have went for the BA here. And he also sounded a very humongous rush, you know, in rainbows, regional rainbows mixed with AI. I do believe that was quite unnecessary. We could, I mean, not necessarily unnecessary. I think he could have done it better. Either way, Moab here is pretty good to see. That because yeah, right now Asian has a lot of balloon PS, but he doesn't have a lot of balloon damage, which means I think he's gonna be struggling with this Moab here, unless I'm underestimating Fireball Wizards. Asian goes in for a bit of an eco rush. Okay, so he will need to tornado this unless he wants to choke this Moab. Asian does look like he chokes the Moab, and he does. He does indeed. Okay, okay. Interesting to see. That was well played with Megalodon. Got the win. Alright, looks like we are swiftly moving on to the next game. He seems to have won DFA again. It looks like we didn't get to see the opponent, but I guess we're going to see how the opponent plays. It looks like Megalodon will be, well, I'm going to assume, based on the last game, that Megalodon will be going for the Wanna Farm aggro start, which again, it's a pretty good start with DFA, assuming that you want to play aggro with it. Personally, I prefer more of a like a passive style, as passive DFA outlasts the majority of things. Strategies. Oh no, he does go 252. Nope, 253. Okay, yeah. Okay. Interesting. He manages to go for the trip here, and Megsy's Dartling. This opponent's going Dartling. I'm going to assume that he's going to go Dartling Bomb, as that is a very common strategy in Dread Balloon. Okay, Megalodon has 2 possible ways of playing this here. He could try and go BA, outlast late, or he could try and prevent BA and drain with BFBs. Both are perfectly valid options. I do personally prefer the going late, as DFA does outlast Dartling Bomb quite readily. But yeah, because it's very easy to get BA with Dartling Bomb if you play passive. Though if Megalodon plays aggro smart in the sense that he greeds very hard, because then they'll force balloon rushes, and he also rushes efficiently while farming, he might be able to pull off aggro and prevent BA efficiently. So let's see how he plays this from these few rounds, or these upcoming rounds. Alright, so his defense it's pretty, yeah, it's adequate. It's what you would expect from round 4 or 5 defense. The opponent seems to be playing passive, and Megalodon is keeping up in farms. Okay, so this is a pretty standard start at this point in time. He could send constant blacks to try and drain, or to try and get the Dartling chasing. However, yeah, it doesn't seem to be the case. I mean, like, I personally don't recommend it, as it is a drain on money, so that's not exactly the most efficient rush. However, it is an option that some people do choose. He has gotten up his second trip in response to the blacks that he was sent. Again, pretty standard stuff here. Nothing too complex. I want to assume that he's going to be going in for round 8 yellows, which means I doubt the opponent will go for the farm here. If he does, I think that's going to be a misplay. Okay, I do believe this is a misplay on Megalodon's part here. Unless he wants to go passive, which I can't quite tell where he's going. Because yeah, I'm commentating through this as I'm watching this. But yeah, okay, now this is definitely a big mess up on his opponent's behalf. He should not be rushing here, because all Megalodon had to do was not buy this boat, assuming that he is trying to play aggro and re-rush with yellows. Let's see what he goes for here. If he's trying to play passive, he shouldn't be rushing around 9. Oh yeah, the opponent definitely has money for defense here. Oh, he's going ice. Okay, that was unexpected, but a pleasant surprise. Because Dartling Bomb is a very lazy meta. It's also better late, but it does require more it requires a lot more money and a lot more skill and management. Which means I think Megalodon should be playing this aggro here from this point onwards. Saving up for round 11 rush is what I'd recommend. Send an absolute ton of whites. Okay, he seems to go for a farm. I'm not sure if he's trying to take this late or not. His opponent is messing up in the sense of aggro. That's actually a pretty good rush, all things considered. I thought he was going to go in for whites. However, it doesn't seem that is the case. Yeah, that was a pretty good rush. That forced a few spikes, a few defense for relatively cheap at the cost of a balloon boost. But when you're playing passive, balloon boosts are insignificant to you. Megalodon goes for just a massive boosted Zebra Rush, probably aiming to kill the opponent here. The opponent should just instantly boost this, because they should, yeah, if Megalodon does decide to all out, they can Ice Store and Rave Doom it. Sorry, not Rave Doom it, you know, Laser Cannon it. It seems they should go for the Dartling spam, and that does seem to work for them. Megalodon hasn't realised Camel Leads exist yet. Okay, no, my bad, now he has. Congratulations. I'm joking around here, just in case you guys couldn't tell. Okay, so it looks like he might potentially be going in for an aggro BA, because that is an option here. He might try and prevent it though. He does have a lot of defense his opponent, as in, yeah. It looks like he will be going for an aggro BA here. 400 eco, around 16 BA. I think it all depends on whether his opponent rushes or not. Oh, he doesn't have the money for that. Yeah, he definitely doesn't have the money for that. Yo, okay, is he trying the bank strategy? Is he Chief? Okay. Okay, Chief. Yo, his jog is actually chilling there. That was actually really well played by him. Okay. His rush wasn't maybe as quite as efficient as he might have wanted it, which is always something to know. I think you should have went in for Zebras, more followed in by Whites, because that forces the defense, while also being a good eco rush. As we see, the Zebras didn't really force much, and he also didn't get much eco out of it, which I believe to be an inefficient rush from that point onwards. He sends a Moab. He's not following up with anything, which is interesting to me. Okay, so he's receiving a balloon boosted Moab. I'm not sure what his opponent is doing. He should be focusing on defense. Yeah, it kind of baffles me what his opponent's doing. Yeah, he has the tower boost this Moab. Oh yeah, that was a really dumb rush by his opponent. I guess that's well played by Megalodon, but yeah, he definitely shouldn't have sold Darlings for defense. Let's move on to the third game then. Right, this can be the third and final game for my commentary and then for this glorious video. His opponent is keeping his horsey. I think I've seen him around the community, you know, found him in arenas a few times. Pretty sure he's a decent opponent, all things considered. So Megalodon, thankfully, is going DFA again. I would love to see that as a DFA player myself. Alright, let's see what strategy keeping his horse has decided to go. He again goes for the dart start. Ideally he should be aggroing here. Oh, is he gone for passive? He sends one blue. That's good that he's gone the passive start, which I personally recommend, as it is the more versatile start for dart. Or in arenas. If you know they're going dart farm ace versus dart farm ace, then you can afford to play aggro. Or like a more passive strat, but if you go if you aggro versus tack or something, attack whiz, then that sets you behind for a potential BI. So it's good to see that he went for a more passive start. Looks like Megalodon will be playing this game passive. That seems to be his intentions. Okay, so he actually doesn't greedy for the farm here, which is personally what I recommend. Maybe he's not playing as passive because he's sending things. Yeah, personally, in my eyes, I think it's worth greeding for the farm early if you sent it 252 or less after getting the one-off farm. Yeah, it just gives you more money. Yes, you will leak a few lives, but it just really sets you aside from your opponent. Even if you are playing aggressive. Actually, it depends what type of aggressive, but yeah. Okay, personally, I do believe that was a misplay on Megalodon's part, going for a second dart here. I don't recommend it. I think the lives are worth leaking, but again, that's just my style. He uses up his third spike here, which I'm not sure about personally. Personally, I would save it for something like leads or regrows. However, it does seem like he will be using it now, which is interesting to see. Maybe Megalodon's playing this passive because he has, he only sent blacks. He should have sent his second dart to last here to help clean up and not to chase. Because you see how the dart is shooting the first balloon there, and then then you can see the darts fly out of it after hitting the balloon. It shows that the darts have actually hit the pierce. That they haven't hit the pierce limit, which means they haven't been fully utilized. I mean, yeah, it's just minor, minor things. Megalodon overall is playing this really well. It's just minor things he can improve on to overall really boost him. Okay, so he's going in for around 8 yellows. Okay, he's going for a bait rush. The bait does work, which is great to see. That was well played by Megalodon. I wonder... Okay, I think he's going to be waiting on his opponent here. That's what I would have done, okay. Maybe his opponent was waiting on him then. Going for farms. It does look like he's playing this aggressive. Sorry, I'm not passive, my bad. It looks like he's probably going to be going for around 15, 16 BA, given the eco that he currently has. Yeah, I'm going to assume that he's probably going to eco to about 320, 350 at stretch, but that's just my predictions. Okay, region leads, they're always pretty scary, especially on this map. Ideally, the best counter to this is buying your second, buying range in your second trip set, and that's a strong, and hoping that cleans up. He's going in for solely a white rush, which is kind of just eco, and yeah, it forces defense. It's a pretty good rush. I would recommend following or starting with the lead. However, that is a perfectly valid rush as well. And since he did send whites there, it looks like he won't be playing this passive. If he does manage to pull for BA in this current stage, I will be very surprised indeed. Yeah, it looks like he's about aggro. He's probably going to be layering zebras with around 14. He's actually boosting zebras. Boosting solely zebras, I personally don't recommend. Maybe 2-3 sets followed up by whites, because if they're boosted, they usually force boost, especially given keeping Saucy's defense. They're currently equal on farms. Okay, so he's actually being rushed here. He should... Okay, I'm not sure about that bold spot either. Okay, he's going in for a few trips. He defended that pretty well. Yeah, he has room to grow in his defense. However, he played that pretty well. Megalodon has quite the unusual style in the sense that I can't tell if he's playing passive or not. He's playing some rounds really passive, like going for BA passive as in, and then some rounds pretty aggro. Okay, yeah, that was pretty good. He managed to target his jug to where he needed. Keeping his horse, he's misplaying in the sense that he's not rushing right now. He should most certainly be rushing right now. But I guess he doesn't. Okay, so Megalodon is up in farms. I do believe he will be up in eco as well. He's up a boost. He's down a balloon boost, but balloon boosts aren't that impactful unless it goes into drain with Moabs. I'm unsure about his dart spots, but I mean, if they work for him, they work, you know? Okay, in DFA versus DFA high farm games, I personally don't believe going for Moabs is worth it. I go for balloon rushes, as, you know, they keep your eco going high and higher. Maybe if they had 2 plantations around 18, 3 plantations, you know, if they were going for like really aggro or really drain, then I could see, you know, value in Moabs. However, Moabs just decrease your eco, make you lose out on money, and, you know, overall, I just don't believe them to be worth it. So keeping his horse, he seems to be going for a fan club here. He's not buying the fan club, so keeping his horse, he's dead. Easy dubs by Megalodon. His farms were pretty good, so that was well played. Anyway, everyone, I'd like to thank you for watching the video. Yeah, make sure to like, you know, subscribe, comment, do all that good stuff, and make sure to show Megalodon some love. Alright boys, that's been it. Tilted out.